Hey, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be integrating MemGPT with AutoGen. I'll do a quick example of what the context window is. I'm not going to go into in-depth detail in this video of MemGPT. And then we'll create a new project, install AutoGen and MemGPT, go through the code and run it and see how it works. Let's get started. All right, so I'm not going to go into detail of what MemGPT is. It's essentially a memory management system for language models. But let's ask why MemGPT. One of the issues with language models is something called the context window. And I'm going to put this simply, but the context window is the number of tokens that the language model can remember, like the last number of tokens that I can remember. So a token is more commonly a word, but can also be a special character like a semicolon or an apostrophe. I think this might make more sense if I just go through an example. So what I'm going to say is, hello, my name is Tyler. It's going to respond back. And now what I'm going to do is, let me just say, all I want to ask is, what was the first sentence I said in this conversation? I kind of butchered the sentence, but it's going to respond back. The first sentence I said was, hello, my name is Tyler. And that's obviously correct because we're still within that 4096 context window of tokens. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it more than 4096 tokens, and I'm going to ask it the same question again, and we'll see what the response is. All right, so essentially what I did is I just copy and pasted. I said to make a short story. I copy and pasted it several times, and hoping that it's more than 4,000 tokens. I said, do something with the story, so it responded back. Okay, so I have no idea what the story even says. But now what I'm going to do is ask the same question. All I want to ask is, what was the first sentence that I said? The first sentence you said in this conversation was, all I want to ask was the first sentence that I said, right? Because I'm just over the 4096 token mark, and it doesn't actually know that the first sentence I said was, hello, my name is Tyler, because the context window shifted. It's not starting from the very beginning thing I said, it's shifted up because we reached the limit of the number of tokens that it can remember at a time. And what MemGPT is helping that with is basically giving us an unlimited, or like a virtual unlimited context window. Okay. All right. So that was a quick example. I hope that made sense. But let's go ahead now and create a new project, install AutoGen and MemGPT, and then go through the code I have and then run it and see how it works. All right. So let's go ahead and create a new project. Let's just call it AutoGen MemGPT. Okay, now the project is created. Let's go and just install a few libraries. So we have three things to install here. PyAutoGen, PyMemGPT, and then python-.env. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to create a separate .env file which holds our environment variables, and then we can just retrieve them into our Python file where we'll have all of the code for AutoGen and MemGPT. And I just want to do this because it can separate it out. So if you need to change anything, you can just go to the environment variable, change it there without having to, scroll through our Python code to see where it's at. So just go ahead and run this. Okay, now it's finished. I'm going to go ahead and create the file and then paste the code, and then we'll just walk through all of it. All right, so I created two files, app.py and .env. The .env is pretty simple. This just holds some of the configuration that we're going to be using, but whenever it's here, all we have to do is change the property here instead of going through the Python code, looking where it's at, especially if it's used multiple times, that we can just do this once here. So just change your API key to whatever yours is. And now in the app.py, there's just a few things to import. It's not actually that much. So we first need a load.env function. So it's going to allow us to get the environment variables from the .env file. We have the config list. So I get the model and the API key. Then we also need to set the OpenAI.API key. And then the LLM config. Here I create the C, the request timeout, and just set the config list. Okay. We did this before, so this isn't too new. This is the first video you watched of AutoGen. And then we create the agents. So we have the user agent. So this isn't much different than normal AutoGen so far. So we create the user proxy agent, give it a name, just saying this is a system admin or human admin. I'm not worried about giving feedback, so I just put the human input mode to never. the max auto replies. There's a termination message, but this isn't really going to matter since I'm not replying anyways. And then just for any code, it's going to be put into a working directory called agents-workspace, like it is over here. And then we have the product manager. So again, this is just another AutoGen agent. So we have the assistant agent. It doesn't write any code and just lays out the plan for what the coder needs to code. Okay, and then we give it the model configuration. So all I have here, this is kind of the new code that we need to talk about. So if this is false, so if we're not going to use a MemGPT agent, then I just have a simple print statement, and then we just create a regular AutoGen coder agent. So it's going to be an assistant agent. We're going to name it coder. They're a 10 times engineer, and they're going to make sure everybody knows it. And then it's just, we're having a group chat with myself and the product manager. Okay, and then we give it the configuration. Otherwise, if this is set to true, then we have a simple print statement. We create the coder, but we use this function to create an AutoGen MemGPT agent, and we just give it a name. This is a little different. It's not a system message. There's a persona description and then a user description. So the persona is, they're the ones that write the code for all of this. They're trained in Python. They're gonna let everybody know how good they are. And then we give it the model. And then this is kind of for the debugging. And then we have the group chat. So we create an AutoGen group chat object. We instantiate it, give it the agents, the user proxy, the PM, and the coder. Right, and then we have a manager. So we instantiate a group chat manager object. We give it the group chat and then the model configuration. And then finally, we want the user proxy, so us, we want to initiate the chat with the manager, which is the whole group. Okay, so the manager consists of the group chat, which consists of the user proxy, the product manager, and the coder. So we're going to initiate the chat with the whole group, and we're just going to say, can you create Python code that generates a random number? Just want this to be simple, not even really worried about what it gives us, but I'm going to show you the difference when we run it in AutoGen and then run in MemGPT. All right, so first, we're not going to use MemGPT agent. We're just going to use the regular AutoGen agent. So I'm going to run python app.py. Okay, so after I ran it, again, this is just letting us know we're using the AutoGen coder, asking, can we create the Python code? The coder says, yes, here's a simple script. Create the script. The admin, so me, because I'm not replying, right? It's set to never, so I'm not really going to be interjecting in this whole conversation. It looks like I tried it. The code output was 6, which is fine. It says it's generating between 1 and 100, and good. So now the product manager says come up with, without requiring specific code, right here, a few ideas. I don't know what's going. This is kind of going off the rails. I'm not sure where we're going with this right now, but we got the idea. Okay, so that's regular AutoGen. Now I set use MemGPT to true, and now when I rerun this, so python app.py, we're going to be using the MemGPT coder. Okay, and as you can see, it's already going to be a little different, right? This is just the way MemGPT works. As you can see, this is going to be a little different, right? So we have the debugger mode on. We have the inner thoughts, the function, the assistant here. We kind of have these things like giving more information. And so what's happening is the MemGPT is taking all this and it's using it like it's supposed to replicate like an operating system. So all the memory management it's doing in the background is so that we don't have that limited context window. We have something called the virtual context that it uses that has, replicating infinite context. Okay, so it's handling all that in the background, and you can kind of see, it doing that. I thought that's funny. Its inner thoughts. One of its inner thoughts was, "Hey, classic product managers explaining everything in unnecessary detail, as if I don't know how to generate a random number in Python." Well, you know what? That is the true sign of a 10x engineer, thinking they know everything. No need to overcomplicate things. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. And it worked and it finished. We were able to integrate MemGPT and AutoGen together. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And I'll be more than happy to get with you if you have any help or need anything. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.